Hello, today I'm making a video on crosshair placement because of all the ones that I've seen on YouTube, they're all pretty bad. They're too simplistic. Some of them are made by like the guide channels and I don't even know what rank they are. I don't know if they understand it in practice, but they can't really explain it in words. The people who do understand, and they can show you it in practice, and they'll do it in game, but they don't know how to put it in words. So I want to try to make a video where the explanation's a bit better. It might be a bit more confusing, but there'll be much more detail to it. So I think if you understand it, you'll be able to improve a lot faster. Your practice and what you're thinking about will be improved, and you'll be able to improve a lot faster. So crosshair placement in 95% of YouTube videos is crosshair placement, head height, and in common angles. That's it. Like, so you're walking around, you have your crosshair placement head height, always have it head height, and you know, you come around, you want it in this angle, you want it in this angle, you just want it in the common angles as you come out here. You're having it there, then you're having it here, and then here, and then here, and then up at heaven, and then this angle. Like, that is 95% of YouTube crosshair placement videos. It's just head height, common angles. No, you know, that's not bad. It's a good start, but it's not really good crosshair placement. That's just crosshair placement. So very quickly, Bumper made a recent video. It's called differences between pre-aiming and crosshair placement. It was a good video, and it was like, it explained more than his original video on crosshair placement. But he also says it differs, crosshair placement and pre-aiming, and they're not. It's the same thing. Pre-aiming is crosshair placement with more information, and that's what I'm going to explain now. So his video is good, and in practice, if you understood, you can take away from it good information and you can use it, but it lacks an explanation to what actually makes good crosshair placement. So I'm going to explain why. So section 2, theory. Okay, first you have to understand that tactical shooters are an information game. Your goal as an opposing team is to get good information as to enemy positions, everything like that. Sell bad information. Try to give them false information. You're trying to fake your position, and things like this. And to not give away information. You don't want to give away your position. You don't want to give away your tactics or anything like this. So your goal: gather good information, sell bad information, and prevent giving good information. Right, you need to remember that. It's important to understanding how you should practice everything in a tactical shooter. Your utility usage, your strategy, your crosshair placement. Obviously, to this video, we're just talking about crosshair placement. So let's take that theory that we just, that information that we just learned, and put it into practice with crosshair placement. Now, when a round of VALORANT starts, and you're at the barrier, okay, and let's say you're on pistol round, right? What information do you have on enemy positions at this point? You have none. In active information, you have none. The information that you do have is all of the games that you played in the past, experience in the past, right? So the information that you have up here is common positions, timing, when you meet an enemy. When this barrier goes up, what is the first place I can meet my enemy? Of course, in a basic level, it's going to be when you walk up, you'll probably meet someone around this corner. Of course, at a more advanced level, you have to be expecting jet dash on any round, raise C4. So you'd come expecting like really early at a higher level, of course. For the most part, you're just expecting someone to walk up. So common positions, timing. And another thing you have is how different rounds are played. Is it a pistol round? Are you anti-eco? So the enemy are on eco? Or is it a gun round? This could change how the information you have differs round to round. On an eco, you expect maybe 5 people to be in one area, or a bomb site to be stacked, perhaps. So that affects the information that you have. Okay, all of this information should affect your crosshair placement. Before any information is collected, that's your crosshair placement. This is the crosshair placement explained in 95% of YouTube videos. Common angles, head height, all enemies alive or most enemies alive, and you're just walking around clearing everything. Yeah, like good crosshair placement, according to most YouTube videos, and that's fine. But it's not enough. Okay, in order to improve, you have to have more than this. Okay, so remember, tactical shooters are about information, and your crosshair placement is determined by information. As a round goes on, audio cues are given. You hear footsteps, you hear utility, you hear gunshots. Utility is used, and outside of the audio, you can try to gauge where a character might be from that utility. So, more information is gained. Now, with that, your crosshair placement can change to take that into account. If you don't take that information into account, if you don't take the gunshots, the footsteps, the utility use, of course it seems common sense, you will. But if you don't, your crosshair placement, while it might be good, according to a YouTube video, I've seen 5 people on the minimap at A, and I'm hearing gunshots at A, and I come around like this. Now, according to a YouTube video, this is good crosshair placement, yeah? Head high, I'm peeking a common angle in market, perhaps later into the round. But it's not. It's terrible. This is pointless. This is not good crosshair placement. If I have information that 5 enemies are on A, this is pointless. I may as well be aiming up here. It's just as useful. Let's think about an example. So, round starts, round goes on, blah blah blah. Enemies die. My team dies. I'm in a 1v1. Okay, let's say for whatever reason my camera is here. Maybe I started in shower, but I am, where am I? I am in here, and I have the bomb. Okay, I check my camera and I see the enemy. Let's say he's in this corner. All right, I see the enemy. It's a 1v1. My crosshair placement at this point, good crosshair placement, can be anything. I can be looking in the sky. This crosshair placement is, just as useful as looking at the ground, as looking at head height. If I know the enemy is at A and I'm at B, I have the bomb. I've not heard the teleporter go off. This crosshair placement, outside of the fact that it's going to affect how you move around the map, you won't be as efficient in like movement, is just as good as head height, common angle, crosshair placement. So this is what these videos failed to explain, is that crosshair placement isn't just head height, common angles. It's all of the information that you've gained throughout any given round. Okay, now that you understand crosshair placement a bit more, it's not just common angles, it's everything that you know in any given round. All the information that you've managed to take from the enemy. Now, how can you practice understanding that? You have to understand, in order to improve, you should try to benchmark what is the best possible game that an enemy could have, because you want to be able to defeat or beat that best possible enemy, the optimal benchmark. So remember that a tactical shooter is about gathering information, selling bad information, and not giving away information. So an optimal enemy, in theory, of course this is not actually possible in a game, they give away no information. You never have an idea where they are. Their bullets make no sounds. They have no footsteps. Their utility gives no information as to their position. So that's the perfect enemy. And the perfect enemy also knows where you are 100% of the time. They have perfect information on you. So this is how you have to practice. You have to practice as if you have no idea where the enemy is, and they have perfect knowledge on you. So there are a few ways you can practice. One is a custom match. It's pretty good. Walk around the map, do the 95% of YouTube videos thing. Your crosshair placement and all the common angles. Head height, all of the common angles as you walk around the map. This is decent, but there's a better way. And the best way, I think, is deathmatch at the moment. They can improve the game mode a bit, not having end in the stuff, but it's the best way to practice. It's a big mistake everyone makes in deathmatch, and it's infuriating to play against. But in terms of improving, if you want to improve, you need to take all the information away that you would be given in a competitive game. So playing deathmatch with audio
past, you can hear gunshots, that's fine, of course, you just don't want to keep getting shot in the back, but you do not want to hear footsteps, because if I'm playing a ranked game, the way I peek hookah is going to be like this. So, you know, crosshair here, I clear this angle, I clear this angle, I'm going to shift in, maybe hold my crosshair for the top, peek this, quickly peek this, and then come back, peek this. That's how you clear hookah. If you're playing a deathmatch with audio, and I hear either the spawn sound of someone back here, or I hear the step sound, all I'm going to do is put my crosshair like this, wide swing, and voila, I have perfect information crosshair placement. Now this is terrible practice, because in a game, in a ranked game, you're not going to have perfect information on the enemy. So this practicing with this kind of crosshair placement where you have perfect information is useless. You need to deprive the information from yourself in order for you to improve. You need to be able to have just perfect crosshair placement as if the enemy is giving you no information. So how do you do that? You go to your audio and you do like this. You can hear gunshots, you can't hear footsteps. Put a little bit of music in the background. It's really easy. You'll get people pre-firing your audio and like not moving, just waiting for you to come out because they hear you walking around. Yeah, no, it's part of the game. And game devs just need to take footsteps out of deathmatch. But yeah, that's how you're going to improve. You're not going to improve by hearing someone. Perfect information, wide swing, crosshair straight on their head. You've completely ignored your crosshair placement across this entire area. So you go into your deathmatch, your audio's blaring, your perfect crosshair placement. Oh, I hear a guy, he's back here next to the thing. I'm not going to bother clearing high on the box, behind the box here, tight here, even back lab. I'm just going to come out. I'm going to come out from hookah. My crosshair placement is going to be down in cubby, and I'm going to swing out. My crosshair perfect on its head. It's terrible practice, and 90% of deathmatch lobbies is people doing this. It doesn't help you aim. You're not aiming. It's perfect crosshair placement. It doesn't help your crosshair placement because you have perfect information. You won't have that in a game. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. It's really bad practice. It's pointless. Your aim will be better if you're forced. You come out here, good crosshair placement, good crosshair placement, as if you have no information, good crosshair placement. You get to here, and let's say we're not talking about movement or peeking. Let's say you over peek, so now you're exposed to like many angles, and you're peeking like this, for example. You see a guy on the left of your screen. Now this is where your aim comes in. This is aim. You shouldn't be aiming in a game like this. It should be like 90% crosshair placement. Aiming is when your crosshair placement's bad, or there's more than one person on your screen. That's pretty much the only time you should be aiming. Okay, so deathmatch. Play without footstep audio if you want to improve. When you get to a ranked game, if the enemy gives you footstep audio, if the enemy shoots by accident, if the enemy uses a close range ability, for example, ability that might give a position away, a Sova drone. If an enemy uses things like this, that's extra knowledge. You use that in the game, but don't practice with that knowledge. It's useless. It's not good practice. So, section 3 in conclusion. Good crosshair placement is based upon the information that you have in any given circumstance. It's not common angles at head height. It's what do I know so far about this round? Is it nothing? Is it just my prior experience? Is it how many people are alive? What have I heard footsteps? Have I heard gunshots? It's all of that information, and you're using that to determine where your crosshair should be. Yeah, and that's about it. I think even though it's a bit messy, maybe I can try and tidy it up with in the future when I think about it a bit more. 2 tips to take away. Good crosshair placement isn't what 95% of YouTube videos say. Practicing in deathmatch with footstep audio is pointless. It does not improve your aim, might a little bit. Doesn't improve your crosshair placement. It's really detrimental to your crosshair placement if you're playing with full footstep audio and you're just perfect information on every single enemy that you shoot at. One other thing very quickly, crosshair placement, it's kind of useless if you don't understand how to peek well and how to move well. I'll make another video on that in the future, but I don't want this video to go on for like half an hour, so I'll just stop there. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you again.